This used to be a ritual that I performed regularly, and my original video on how to perform the lesser banishing ritual of the Pentagram is still one of my most watched TikToks with new views and reactions daily. People's curiosity is clearly still growing about it. And when I contemplate that, on one hand, I am so excited in the interest in alternative rituals and occult paths, but on the other hand, I find it rather odd because I don't perform this particular ritual with any frequency anymore. So I feel the need to take a moment and discuss why, because I don't want you to make the same critical mistake that I did. I'll admit, on the rare occasions that I have returned to it after I stopped performing it daily, it's because I either felt called in the moment or it was just something to do to keep the practice alive and refresh my memory of it, because it's not, the simplest ritual. So settle in with me for a moment, take a sip of your drink or take a breath and walk this with me. So I started wondering, if this ritual is supposedly so powerful, then why did it just fall away from my life so naturally? To find out, I needed to experience it again, not nostalgically or out of obligation, but with clear, objective presence. No fluff, no performance, just to see what was actually there. This time, I wanted to go in clean. No distractions, no expectations, just pure observation. But even then, I found myself tangled in perfectionism. Was I saying the divine names right? Did I see the flaming pentagrams clearly enough? Was I deep enough in trance to count this attempt as successful? I was interrupted and had to restart it multiple times. And you gotta love the symbolism and synchronicity in all of that, because I had set it up to not be disturbed. But finally, I just pushed through. Not in a sloppy way, but in a practiced, intentional, take charge, masculine way, which for ceremonial magic feels pretty par for the course. And afterwards, I felt drained, not energized, not clearer, just finished, like checking something off of a list. And that's when it hit me. This isn't the thing that I thought it was. So we do include the LBRP on day 17 of the 44-day Ritual of Light journey for a reason. It marks the push of momentum, the assertive will of the third turn of the Enneagram spiral, the white magic phase, the high ceremonial claim of our rightful place in the universe. It's symbolic, dramatic, a gesture, very masculine, but that's all it is a gesture. It's pomp, it's performance, it's show. Like a peacock displaying its feathers, or those oily guys lifting weights on the Venice Beach boardwalk. There are no real world results from solely this unless maybe you've already fully mastered all 4 planes of existence: mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. But at that point, what are you even performing this ritual for? And for most, it's just another way to chase a feeling without actually creating any change. Let me be clear here. I believe in magic deeply, but magic isn't about theatrics, and it's not about dogma, and it's definitely not about earning your way to worthiness through ritual perfection. Magic is about resonance, alignment, being the container that holds the current. The LBRP has become, for me, less of a tool and more of a relic, like reading a dusty old book in a language I no longer speak. It's useful for understanding where we came from. It's a history lesson in elitist ceremonial occultism, but in terms of transformation, it's not the catalyst. It's not the thing, it's just a thing. So yes, it stays in the Ritual of Light 44-day journey for now, as a chapter in the long, strange story of magic, but I no longer look to it as a source of power. In fact, I've decided to stop performing it altogether unless I'm walking the 44-day ritual myself, which I still do with clients and when QCing and upgrading the pre-recorded version. Even then, it's there for symbolic reasons only. Not because I believe that it works, right? Because truthfully, you are the ritual, and no amount of banishing or calling God and the angels to you like they're gonna come and save you will do what true embodiment can. Are you ready to experience magic that actually works? Join me in the Ritual of Light or the 44-day challenge, which brings you out of your head and back into your power. It's not about perfection, it's about alignment. It's medicine steeped in mysticism, distilled through science, and served in a cup of witchcraft. Watch any of the free masterclasses here on YouTube to learn how the ritual works, what it activates, how it heals, and why it's different from anything else out there. There are 3 of them: the OG full class, a condensed no fluff version for more advanced practitioners, and a full follow-up on how these concepts come into play in the real world. They're all linked in the description and are also contained in the playlist that'll pop up at the end of this video. Because real transformation doesn't come from performance, it comes from integration, and it's time.